Are you feeling stuck, lost, or confused about what to do next in your career? Then the Manifest Your Career podcast is just right for you. I'm your host, Dr. Norma Reyes, a career mindset coach. I help successful Latinas who are battling self-doubt, self-sabotage, and imposter syndrome. I teach my clients how to combine their intuition, skills, and knowledge so that they can manifest their dream career. It's time you start listening to your inner wisdom and guidance. Tune in each week to the Manifest Your Career podcast and learn how to align your mindset to your career goals. Keep listening, and together we'll manifest your dream career. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is episode number 55, and today I am talking all about getting out of the job hunt loop. You might be finding yourself stuck in this loop that you didn't even know existed. And I will also be sharing what you can do to get out of the loop. So this job hunt loop, there are 6 stages to it. And I have an image on my Manifest Your Career blog. All you have to do is find the episode 55 blog post and you will be able to see the image. So there are 6 stages to it. And the first stage is just a simple urge or feeling that you want to do something more in your career. This might be a feeling of like, I no longer feel satisfied where I'm at. I want to be doing something different. There's just an urge, right? I don't like what I'm currently doing. Just something. There's something in you stirring. The next stage of the job hunt loop is beginning to do a job search. So you have this urge to do something, and the logical thing for you to do, right? The logical thing that you think to do next is to just start looking for a job. So you begin to do that, right? You begin to do the job search. You just start putting applications out there. You are applying, and then the next stage of this loop is that you put those applications out there and you don't get results, right? And you begin to get exhausted, which is stage 4. You get exhausted of applying, not seeing any results, not knowing what to do, right? Because you still have that urge, you still have that feeling that you want a change in your career, that you want something different, but you're feeling even more stuck and lost about what to do next. So that is where you start to begin to get to stage 5, where the self-doubt begins to creep in, where you are feeling like, oh my goodness, like I've been applying, I have all the right skills, I'm exhausted, I'm not getting any results, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, right? You begin to get exhausted. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. No one wants to hire me. I'm not qualified. I'm just stuck here. And then you move to stage 6. Stage 6 is when you start to justify why it's no longer worth continuing the job hunt, why it's no longer worth it to you, right? So you might start saying, oh, at least I have a good paying job. At least I get to work from home. At least I like my coworkers. All these justifications as to why you no longer need to continue the job search. And so what happens next? You begin to suppress those feelings that are telling you to do something different in your career. And you work to convince yourself that you are satisfied where you are currently at your career, and that whatever urge you were feeling wasn't meant to be. So take a moment to reflect on which part of the job hunt loop are you in? Are you in the beginning stages where you feel this urge of what to do next in your career, but you're not really sure, right? Or are you at stage 2 where you're doing the job hunt, the job search, and you're not really getting any results quite yet? That would be stage 3. Stage 4 is when you begin to feel exhausted. Stage 5 is when doubt comes in. And stage 6 is when you decide it's not worth it, right? And this is a loop because what happens when you don't fulfill that urge, right? When you don't satisfy that urge of like, I want something different for my career. So let's say that this is like your fifth, sixth, 100th time, and know that this happens to everyone. We all get in this loop and then we make a decision. Either we actually make a career change or we don't make a career change. And when we don't, right, for whatever reason that we don't, we kind of go back into the I'm okay mode, right? But what happened is that a few years down the line, you're going to wake up again and you're going to be in this loop again. And you're going to remember how it felt the last time you were in this loop. You might regret the decision not to do something. Right? Fast forward a couple of years from now, your decision to stop looking and stop moving forward and deciding it's not worth it, how are you going to feel 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now? I don't want you to be one of those women, because what's going to happen is that if you don't take action right now, you're going to be back at stage 1, feeling that urge that you want to do something more in your career. So I have a way to help you to start taking action and get out of this loop, this dreaded loop of I wanted something more for my career. I begin to do that job search. There's no results. I'm not getting any callbacks. And then you just feel depleted, exhausted. You begin to doubt yourself and decide it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's exhausting. It doesn't make you feel good, and you're done. Here is what you can do to go from a limited to a growth mindset, right? Because mindset affects everything. Before you can get your career job search strategy working, you really have to work on your mindset. So there's 4 steps to that, to going from a limited to a growth mindset. First is the desire to change. Now you have to have that urge that you want something different for your career. If you didn't have that desire, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be in the loop, and you would not have the urge, right? You wouldn't really be feeling this way. Everything would just be much more in flow for you and your career. The next step is just awareness. Awareness on wanting to make a career change. Asking yourself, why do I want that career change? Then third is self-reflection. So let's do a recap on that. First is a desire to change. Next is awareness. What is bringing about this desire to change? Then third, self-reflection. All right, I want to change. I want to change because I want something different in my career. Maybe it's a purpose. Maybe it's more money. Maybe it's more being able to work from home. Whatever it is, you got to find that out. Then do some self-reflection. What's super important is this self-reflection. Am I wanting to do this job search, this job change, because it's something I want to do? Or is it because I'm feeling pressured? Or because I'm running away from something I don't like at work? And these are just a few questions to help you figure out that self-reflection. And then finally, after you do that self-reflection, can you start taking some steps towards the job search? Because what happens when you are in the loop and you go from desire to change to an action phase, you don't really spend any time in awareness or self-reflection. You just go and start doing that job search. It doesn't give you the right mindset as to why you want to start that job search to begin with. And if part of the reason you want to do the job search is because you are unhappy where you are, then you are going to step into another situation that ends up the same way. I've had many clients come to me telling me that I just had a recent job change a month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and I'm in the same place again. And a lot of it has to do because there is no self-reflection, there is no awareness on the reason for the desire of change, and it leads to just that feeling again, feeling of defeat, exhausted, depleted, feeling like maybe your career desires aren't meant for you. And if there's one thing I could leave you with today is that yes, your career desires are meant for you. 100% they are meant for you. But you need to do that self-reflection, figure out what is going on before you start to take action. Because what's going to happen is you're just going to be spinning your wheels, depleting your energy, and no longer really feeling motivated, right? The desire to change is going to be extinguished, and you're just going to stay where you are or rush into something else that you actually don't really like. So I just went over this during my masterclass. It was really awesome. And if you're interested in getting the replay, go to manifestyourcareer.com/masterclass. The replay will be there until next Sunday. And, I offer one-to-one coaching to really help you get out of that job hunt loop and work on your mindset so that you can have your career strategy work for you. So, if you are stuck in this job hunt loop, know that you're not alone and that it happens. And the only way to get out of it is to really do some self-reflection before jumping into that job hunt loop, before you end up in the same place as before. So that is it for today. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Manifest Your Career podcast with me, your host, Dr. Norma Reyes, a career and mindset coach. Learn more today on manifestyourcareer.com.